So let's start with some live research. We're going to start with the product or service first. And in this case, the example that I'm going to share is fitness for brides. We know that we're going to be offering a product that is helping brides get fit. Okay, so let's dive into the research and I'll show you exactly how I would go about looking for this particular product. So we're starting with a product first research base. This means we're starting with something that you either already own or are trying to sell as a product, or something that you are trying to sell in the future and you're looking for a product that is almost identical. In this case, we're looking at fitness for brides, which is starting with an educational component or information or publishing or something like that. We're going to be marketing to those types of products that help fitness for brides. In order to do this, I've gone incognito on my Chrome browser, and the first website we're going to go to is Amazon. I went incognito so that you can see the stuff that pops up when you don't have an account already signed in. Obviously, it's picking up my location here in California, but other than that, it's not going to give me anything based on what it already knows about me, which is a good thing when you start your research into a marketplace that you're not personally in. Whenever you use the internet, a lot of the internet has been customized to the way that you surf it. So using these incognito browsers is a way to wipe that clean and then give yourself kind of a fresh slate to do research. Just a little tip for you to try. Now, on Amazon, because Amazon is a repository of millions and millions and millions of buyers and billions of products and transactions, I'm going to start here because I believe that's going to give me the best jumping off point to find out about this product. And I'm literally going to type in the keyword that I want. So fitness for brides. In this case, I see a couple suggestions, which is nice. Bride fitness tank, bride fitness gifts. And those are good things to explore later to see if there are any correlations with the product that I want. But before I do that, I'm just going to go ahead and search right away and look and see what pops up. Over here in department, I'm going to be able to choose the products or the type of product or category that I eventually want to look for, because you can see here, between bags and shoes and movies and apps and video, all that kind of stuff, a lot pops up here. So use these criteria on the left and choose something that you're associated with. In my case, I'm looking for education around brides and dieting. So in this case, I'm going to do health, fitness, and dieting in this category. And it's using my search term, fitness for brides, in the health, fitness, and dieting category. So what it's allowing me to do here is look at what pops up. Radiant Bride, the beauty, diet, and fitness and fashion play for your big day. Or Buff Brides, the complete guide to getting in shape and looking great for your wedding day. What I'm looking for in this piece of information are the products that seem to be selling the best. Right now, it looks like there's 1 left in stock, 11 left in stock, 43 reviews, 19 reviews. It's selling pretty well here. But overall, this is not a topic that is selling an enormous amount. I don't see hundreds or thousands of reviews on this product, which means it may be a good place to go into for an industry, or it might mean that there aren't that many people buying this particular type of product. Something to consider from that angle. But what I'm going to do is look for one of the products that seems like it has the most, which is this book by Sue Fleming. And then I'm going to actually go to that product and not only read the information that she has about the book, which is really relevant for how she believes that needs to be sold, especially considering she has a good number of reviews. But also, once I'm done with this, I'm going to go down to the reviews right here, whether it's an Amazon.com review, an Inside Flap, but also the 43 reviews that people have already left, and see what people are saying. I can search by top reviews. I can search by most recent. I can search by terms that were mentioned, whether it's highly recommended, getting married, coffee table, getting in shape, arms and back, interesting information that I'm trying to gather around the target market. And because this is a relatively simple product, it's an education for an educational book or course for a very specific target market that already exists, which is brides, or soon to be brides. I'm able to dive down and really get a good idea of what these people care about and why they care about it. For example, the user Urban Chick says that she got in great shape using this book. She found that going from 5-pound weights to 10-pound weights made a huge difference, and I didn't look too big, just cut. So this is something that is relevant to this target market, not looking big, but wanting to look cut or thin or athletic, or, those are the words that they are using. 17 pounds in 7 months, a very specific thing. And also when I ate clean when possible, the 80-20 rule, which is interesting that she would mention that. Eating clean is another reference. Doing cardio and then come home and do these exercises while I watch TV with my fiance at my own pace. So you see lots of interesting things just in this review that can give you amazing fodder for not only what type of person this is, meaning she came home from work, did cardio, exercised with her fiance while watching TV, and she's doing it after she had a baby. And she's now looking at lots of different ways to do the diets. Essentially what we're looking here is that User Urban Chick is a great place to start to understand this target market when you're starting from a product. I didn't start with the concept of the target market yet, but now I'm noticing that these people are using certain words and phrases, and I can start to build out the who, what, when, where about them. I can look at their primal desires. For example, this person is not dieting 100% of the time. She's eating clean whenever she can, but she's doing good things, but not eating really specific, like measured out meals and all of that kind of stuff. So for her, that type of program might not be as relevant. She likes to use the heavier weights, but she doesn't want to look too big. Also relevant as well. We can keep digging around in all of these, and look at the type of person who's writing them and what they really care about to get a really defined idea of why starting with a product is going to be relevant to this target market. Another really interesting place to look for product-based information when you're trying to learn about your target market is what customers who bought this product on Amazon also bought. In this case, it's the other book that we saw at the beginning of the search results. So if I open a link in a new tab, also working on my incognito window here, and go over to this author, I can look at her reviews. I can look at her synopsis of her own book and see what's important to her. I can even look on the inside of the book, not only the aesthetic of how they're marketing the product, but also some of the table of contents. Most of these books will give you the table of contents of the book, which means that bling bling, you're engaged, how to get your hands in picture perfect shape. That's fascinating. How to get what type of manicure is right for you. All of these are amazing topics that you can use in your marketing, or even use as headlines if you're in the same marketplace to attract or interest your target market. Massive amounts of information simply by looking at the very top results on Amazon. The reason Amazon is excellent is that you can see what is already selling and sort by what's already selling, and therefore you can count on the top things being things that are actually causing sales, rather than whatever pops up on Google for the first time maybe have just good SEO, or may have particular relevance to your keyword, but isn't actually linked to sales. I start with YouTube because you can measure the amount of sales that are happening. Now, once I'm inside this book, I can see a bunch of this stuff here, but look over on the right-hand side and I can see more books about what people are also buying. In this case, there's a 32, by this, I believe the same author, Alexis Wolfer, has another book with 32 things. I can open this one up and go look at that. I can look at the Kelly LeVeque book, who has 378 reviews, called Body Love, and look at that one as well. So The Recipe for Radiance, Discover Beauty's Best Kept Secrets. Interesting. They may be interested in that as well. They are also bought books like this. Now, Body Love might be this might be an influencer that you could partner with. She has things that she wants to say about. Looks like she is involved with celebrities as well. And since she has more reviews, you can scroll to the bottom and look at what people are saying with a little bit more accuracy. For example, M. White, user M. White says nothing new here. I thought the book was well written, but there's a bunch of stuff I already knew. Very fascinating. An okay read. So don't just look at the positive reviews, look at all of them. Look for this verified purchase to make sure that someone's actually buying the book and going through it. And then start to look at the things that matter to your target market when starting with the product. And you can do this on Amazon for almost any kind of product. Now, there are certain types of products that we'll talk about in later research. For example, if we're starting with a market, or if we are starting with some sort of B2B style product, like an industrial product or a corporate training, something like that, where you would not start with Amazon. But this is a great place to go for consumer facing products, for products in general, and then we can go outward from there. If you happen to have a mass market physical product that you are selling wholesale, or that you're looking to resale or something like that, the wholesale/resale version of Amazon is a tiny little site called Alibaba. Obviously, tongue in cheek, Alibaba is one of the biggest companies that exists in the world. They ship an enormous amount of products all over the world. But in this particular case, they sell nearly everything. And their main claim is that they source production from Eastern countries like China and Indonesia and Malaysia and places like that, that then ship out. You can get factory direct packaging and printing. You can get small trinkets for a very, very low cost if you buy in bulk. This is a great place to go because the same principle of Amazon applies. For example, this jacket that Amazon sells not only has comparable other products that are being sold around it, but when I go to that individual product, the wholesale black varsity, then I can look and see what is being sold. I can look at the manufacturer who's selling it. I can look at the number of reviews that have gone in for that product. I can look at the profile and a lot of the details or what's going on around here, and in general get a ton of excellent marketing information that starts with the product and then can move on to what I need to learn about the target market. For example, if you are in the business of selling or reselling clothing, or perhaps purchasing clothing like this at bulk and then making it custom in certain ways, this would be a fantastic way to go look for good information. This is a little bit more curated, a little bit more, or not curated by the owner of the company, and a little more Wild West. And so I wouldn't trust the reviews as much as I would on Amazon, because Amazon is more focused on the end user versus Alibaba is more focused on volume and just massive amounts of shipping. And the people who sell are a little bit more in control of how they show their company, as you can see here. But it's still fantastic information that you can come in and get if you are looking for more of a B2B style wholesale product based thing. I would start there. Also, AliExpress is a great place to go where people are ordering those things as drop shipping or, fulfillment type stuff. And that will give you a better idea of larger end style products. Back to the concept of fitness for brides. If you are starting from a product standpoint and that education product is where you're trying to start on Amazon. There's really no better place to do it. If you're starting from a physical product, then start on Amazon, but go to the physical product area. If you specifically sell something that's relevant for brides to look good, maybe it's not necessarily fitness, but it could be some body shaping or, some sort of supplement or something like that. Starting on Amazon is going to get your feet wet with what exists out there, and then you can dive deeper by just highlighting words, highlighting phrases, checking out authors, and then opening up new tabs. Again, I recommend doing this in an incognito window so that your own history on the internet doesn't affect the things that you see. But that's basically how I would start the research for a product-based marketplace. Let's dive into live research for the market. Let's assume for a second that your target market is personal trainers, and you are trying to find out as much as you can about that market first before you offer a product or a service, or before you change how you phrase your product or service so that you can meet the needs of the marketplace. Okay, let's dive right in. All right, we're back with a fresh incognito window, but this time we are going to be starting from a market-focused research point, meaning you understand vaguely who your target market is going to be for whatever reason, and now you have to dig down and find out what the components are of that marketplace and how you can dig into sub-niches or interesting facts that you might not know about them already. So for this case, we're just going to use the example of personal trainers, meaning people who take money in order to train people physically, whether to lose weight, get more athletic, or to gain muscle or that sort of thing. So personal trainers as a generalized marketplace, and now we're going to keep digging. Okay? First off, Personal trainers can be found in lots of different places, but where I like to go to search for target markets in the first place is Facebook.